So one of the biggest questions in the ARK community that so many people talk about is, where is ARK 2 and is this game still actually happening? It got to a kind of point where many players said that they feel that ARK 2 is cancelled. But in today's Extra Life 2024 video, we have confirmation that ARK 2 is still happening and there is lots going on in the background. The release date right now is definitely not going to be the end of 2024, in my personal opinion. No chance with the whole team working on Extinction for ASA, but we will get information on it very soon. But I think the earliest possible time we'll even see a beta on this game, for me, will have to be the end of 2025. Also, alongside this, you've got games like GTA 6 launching around this point, so when you're shipping a brand new title, especially as big as ARK 2, you have to be wary of the other games around you, and I think that's obviously something that Studio Wildcard and Snail Games are going to be looking at too. So, I'd say we're a long way away, but what Jeremy and Jesse do talk about in this Extra Life clip is they are working on the next ASA paid story DLC, which I've talked about in many videos before. So it's got all the juicy information in here right now, up to date for you guys. If you do enjoy it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and let's dive into the world of Jeremy and Jesse, hosted by Ross Clark. See you guys in my next video.
The thing is, when we're dealing with upgrading legacy media, we cannot fully show that. So, like,
Mhm.
when it comes to, say, porting an old map,
Yeah,
we're not able to really use the tech in quite the way we want, or quite the optimal way I would say that it is intended or designed to be used. We are developing a brand new canonically advancing expansion for ASA that is going to be extremely badass and
whoa,
brilliant. And
this is
that will be able to use the technology much more thoroughly than a
wow.
lot of the kind of the upgrade path, essentially. Very different when we're
There it
building something
is.
from scratch versus when we're upgrading something.
There it is. And can I pry you for a pipeline for that and rough ETA, or have you got
I
any
don't have an
idea?
ETA yet, but I will say you'll hear about it again uh, by the end of the year.
Right.
So
Cool. That's great news. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah. Obviously, it's been rumored for a while now that might be something around the corner, and there you go. That's great to hear. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. And that's it, right? So, like looking at the maps that you've brought over so far, you've had this great, unique opportunity to readdress what new features or systems could you bring to these remasters, right? And obviously, there's a few things you've touched on with Scorched Earth, with the June effects you've got going on there, and Aberration, and the night cycle you've got going on there. Is there anything you're perhaps looking ahead at maps still to come that you're thinking of revising? Obviously, you can't reveal too much, but
I have a fun one for you, but
go on.
it's not what you think.
Yeah, go on.
Probably it's probably the least thing that concerns and someone who might be more focused on gameplay. Which
Yeah.
there's plenty of those coming with extinction improvements in those areas, refinements, things we wanted to fix in the original version. But something that's near and dear to my heart is revising some of the aesthetics of the ending cinematic, in particular the
Mm.
okay, I'm just gonna call her the Cortana wannabe version
Yeah.
of He Who Waits slash Helena Walker that we have at the end of ASE.
Yeah.
That is that that is very we're doing something very different for that. So you'll
Great.
see more of it, I guess, when Extinction comes out next month.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but uh, but that's important to me because I really view ASA as the more formal canonical vision for
Mm-hmm.
ARC that is frankly more about what ARC 2 is like. Imagine how awkward it would be to go from ASE to ARC 2 visually. You know what I mean? Like the characters in ASE look cartoonish. So like everything that we're due for ASA is kind of thinking about, well, if we want to reuse these characters or see these characters appear in ARC 2 in some way, shape, or form, how should they actually look that is on par with what you would expect in that game as well? And
Yeah.
so it's important for us to address that in the ending of Extinction as well.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think like, but you wouldn't said that, ASA, you're trialing some ideas that you was hoping to kind of for players to adopt to learn what you vision for Arc 2. But are you finding now that's perhaps the opposite way around now?
Well, we're certainly learning things that are getting us better at things we intend to do in Arc 2.
Yeah.
Some of those are related to our mastery of character-based systems. You'll see more of that in the ending to Extinction. We wanted to get better at rendering more photorealistic characters and having them interact better. It's just important to us for storytelling purposes. There are other technical things that we're learning more about, such
Yeah.
as how to use skeletal control rigs much more effectively and do more with that. I mean, that Jesse could speak much more to that than me, but we also are kind of getting better at using Unreal's tools for monitoring performance syncs and so forth. So, like, Arc 2 is not going to be based on the same gameplay mechanics as ASA explicitly, but our mastery of Unreal 5, it would have been very difficult, I think, for us to jump right from ASE to Arc 2. ASA is a way for us to get really good at the stuff, so we can deliver the best product for Arc 2 when we eventually ship that.
Absolutely, and like UE5 is still in its infancy, and what advantages can be provided in the future as time ticks on, who knows, right?
Well, I think one of the things that Epic had not fully addressed and still has some difficulty with is having a huge number of replicated moving entities at a simultaneous time
Yeah.
online, where they have to have some degree of high fidelity collisions. It's different if they can just be like abstracted to kind of not having any physicality to them. But if they're dinosaurs like an ARK, they do have to have animation based collisions, skeletal based collisions. That really does tax the servers, and that's where a lot of the performance goes, and a lot of optimization still remains to be achieved, because when we look at our server performance, a lot of the time in any given server frame still is related to updating those skeletal animations to the physics related to that, and then replicating that out to up to 70 or more connected players. So that's still an area where I would say the engine is weak, and Arc is correspondingly still weak and needs to get better. And that's where a lot of the remaining server performance can come from.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's great. Well, I don't know how much time we've got yet, but before I probably dig into Arc Animated and where that's what that means to you guys and what you can see being developed as a result of that. Like, I've got
Watch for the rest of the anime series clips before you let survival the fittest soda completely leave your brain. There's some fun things to come in that sense.
Notice, yeah.
Hey,
Cool.
we gotta wrap this up because we
Yeah.
have another interview in a couple
Yeah,
minutes with the Extra Life team.
Cool. So
what
that's
was your
an
last
interesting.
question, Ras? Just so I can think about it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Did you have a last question?
Just an interesting segue into just congratulating you guys on on what a roaring length of years of success, bringing in so many community members as part of the team, as well as you've gone throughout this road to what it is now, bringing out the animated series, and I look forward to really seeing what the future holds for you guys. Well done for getting this far,
Well,
Jesse and Jeremy.
thank you, Ras, for the content you made,
Ras.
along with many other streamers. We love watching it. We do. Thank you to the players for your feedback, your comments, your loves, your not loves. It is really helpful. It helps us get better, and we appreciate that you enjoy this game and that you like watching and playing it. So thanks everybody so much. We're gonna do another one of these, Ras, way later tonight. So if you have any energy, we'll see you again in like 10 hours.
We'll see how I am then. Yeah.
And I do want to say, like, our team does watch your content, watch a lot of the content creators and what they say about the game when stuff comes out too. And so we really appreciate everybody who's passionate about ARK and all the stuff we do, because people love to see everyone's comments when new stuff comes out, and when people have things, feedback, stuff like that. They bring it into the team, and we do talk about it, and I just want you guys to know it's not like you're just like saying stuff into the wind. We are consuming your stuff as much as you're consuming our stuff, I think. And so it's really cool.
Wicked, mate. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you both for this opportunity. Yeah.
Catch
Thanks,
you
guys.
later.
Take it easy.
See you guys.
All right.